Hello, you are on once again to this belt on NTA. People and Events is the program, and this is where you are celebrated and your achievements, breakthroughs, and diaries are showcased. My name is Ogochkuka Ona. Welcome. Straight up, we bring you highlights of the Eid al-Fitr festivities across Nigeria and in the Holy Land. Let's see how the Festival of Sacrifice went.
In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila reports that sermons hinged on peaceful coexistence and oneness.
The politicians should be more cheerful and more concerned with the peace of the country.
Mohammed Ibrahim in Kano says Muslim faithful at Eid prayer grounds prayed for peace and stability of the nation. In Mina and Bida, former head of state, General Abdul Salam, and Governor Bago of Niger State call for unity and sacrifice among Nigerians.
Our true unit rakat has been observed, so may God Almighty Allah accept it as ibadah.
Joel Popola in Lagos reports that the Chief Imam of Lagos State, in his Salah message, says, remembering the less privileged should be a lifestyle.
Let us support them. They need our assistance. We need that brotherhood now. It's important to us.
And in the spirit of the season, a Christian woman in Uyo provided food and drinks to add colors to the celebration.
I believe that God that created the Christians is the same God that created the Muslims.
In the Federal Capital Territory, Muslims prayed for the president and urged Nigerians to have faith in the present administration.
We live in peace and harmony with each other.
Parents should talk to their children, let them be law and law-abiding citizens, respect a rule of law.
And also, the Salah celebrations in Egbira land in Okene, Kogi State are usually vibrant display of traditional heritage, religious devotion, and political unity. The festivities follow a pattern after the Eid prayer, where dignitaries, traditional title holders, and state officials proceed to the palace of the Ohinoi of Egbira land, His Royal Majesty Alhaji Ahmed Tijani Anaje, to pay their exchange gifts, and offer prayers for the community. Solomon Ayedei tells us more on this festivity, where the displays never cease to amaze holidaymakers and onlookers as the palace grounds and surrounding streets become a hub of cultural pride, featuring traditional dances, music, and colorful attire, highlighting Egbira heritage.
The 10th Zulhaj in the Islamic world marks the Eid al-Adha celebration, providing a platform for Muslims worldwide to glorify Allah for His goodness to mankind. At Okene Central Eid Ground, the arrival of Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo alongside the Ohinoi of Ibra land was a spectacle, enhancing the commencement of the Eid al-Kabir prayers led by the Chief Imam of Okene Central Mosque, Ustaz Salihu Abere. After the prayers, Ohinoi of Ibira land, His Royal Majesty Mohammed Tijani Anaje, led a procession riding in a car through the major streets of Okene, acknowledging the crowd on his way back to his palace, amidst dancing, praising the ingenuity of the paramount ruler. At the palace, the Ohinoi Ibira, who addressed his subjects in Ibira language, appreciated their support, urging them to sustain the existing peace in the land, describing the Salah celebration as peaceful and rewarding.
I advise, if you kill the ram, don't limit it to yourself alone. Share the meat to every neighboring people. Let them taste the meat. There is love in it. The primary election was done peacefully in the whole entire Ibra kingdom. I advise whomsoever anybody that emerge, let others, for the sake of our community, they should just keep behind the winner, so that we'll move our society in a better way.
To members of the community, The paramount ruler is a symbol of peace and development. They express commitment to continually support the traditional ruler to move Ebira land to the next level of development.
Is one man that believes that for a people to actually, live together in peace and harmony, then there must be this driving force behind them, which is his leadership, being able to give a proper leadership to the people of Ebira land.
Since his enthronement, the enthronement of this new king of Ebira land, there has been peace and development. So that is why people have no choice other than to follow and support him. My expectation from every concerned citizen of Ebira land is to work together as a team to ensure we sustain this relative peace. Because where there is no peace, there cannot be development.
We now shift attention to the young ones, and it is the 2026 Children's Day celebration across Nigeria. This year, the theme is Future Now, promoting inclusion for every Nigerian child. Let's roll and see how our future leaders marked the day.
Making it a total. Parade and other fanfare were part of activities to mark this year's Children's Day.
My dream is to become an astronaut. So to become an astronaut in Nigeria, you have to work hard and read very well.
I'm proud to be a Nigerian, but it saddens my heart that most children are not here to partake in this fund. I wish that the government or the leaders can do something to close the gap so that every child can be able to participate.
Of concern to many is how to tackle issues of child labor, child molestation, child trafficking, sexual abuse, and the need for more concrete investment in education and healthcare.
Make education free, accessible, and quality for every child.
A day like this will make them feel special, will make them feel that they matter.
Interestingly, the government has enabling policies and laws in place through the Child Rights Acts to protect children for their development and growth.
This next one takes us to a celebration of honor, heritage, and national pride, which unfolded in Abuloma Kingdom in Port Harcourt local government area of Rivers State. Sons and daughters of the ancient kingdom gathered to celebrate one of their own, Ambassador Ayo Luther Ogbomode, who was recently appointed by President Bola Tinubu as Nigeria's High Commissioner to the Republic of Sierra Leone. The grand reception and thanksgiving in her honor was hosted by the sovereign monarch of Trans-Amadi Industrial Layout. Joy Uzo took notes and has details.
The Thanksgiving service held at St. John's Anglican Church, Abloma, commenced with solemn hymns, praise, worship, and prayers as the celebrants, accompanied by members of the royal family, kingsmen, and guests, appreciated God for what she described as a fulfilled lifelong dream. The High Commissioner designate read the only lesson from the book of Deuteronomy and later rendered a special Thanksgiving song in appreciation to God for his faithfulness through the years. Officiating Bishop of the Diocese of Okrika Anglican Communion, Right Reverend Dr. Enoch Atuboyedia, in a sermon titled Ambassador for Christ, urged Christians to remain worthy representatives of Christ.
Wherever we find ourselves, we are representatives of Christ, and we are to protect the interests of Christianity and to propagate the gospel of Christ.
The congregation later moved to the reception arena where colorful cultural displays and traditional performances reflected the rich heritage and enduring identity of the ancient Abloma Kingdom. The Ogbemomodu of Abloma Kingdom is Royal Highness Retired General Dr. Bright Ateke Fibonumama appreciates President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for what he described as a deserving national honor bestowed on the kingdom through the appointment of Ambassador Ayoluta Ogbomodi as Nigeria's High Commissioner to Sierra Leone.
This is the only way we have to tell God thank you and also bring the entire kingdom together. It will also serve as a stimuli to encourage the girl child. But when they see that we have started celebrating women, they will work hard and be celebrated too.
Everything is not money, it's not material, but that the people of Abloma, the people of Wakriken Nation, the people of River State have somebody appointed as an ambassador to an African country, Sierra Leone. It's a thing of joy.
We are grateful to God because this is the beginning of the good things that will come to Abloma Kingdom.
As a mark of honor and pride, the monarch conferred on the diplomat the traditional title Olori Ediodu of Abloma Kingdom, translated as a female chief of the good people of Abloma Kingdom, the first of its kind in the history of the kingdom. Responding, Ambassador-designate Mrs. Ayoluta Ogbomodi described the honor as deeply humbling.
I am more strengthened, I am more empowered, and I am more inspired. I cannot fail by the grace of God. I want to just go out there and serve Nigerians, serve Abloma, serve everyone within the territory of this country and those in diaspora in the country where I am going.
It is possible for you to attain the highest level of your career and also your family carry them along. This is something she's very good in. She's been able to combine the career and the family. She never let us down, any day, anytime.
Born in Abloma Kingdom, River State, Ambassador Ayoluta Ogbomodi is a distinguished career diplomat and graduate of the University of Ibadan, who rose through the Nigerian Foreign Service with diligence, excellence, and discipline, earning accolades including the overall best graduating student at the Nigerian Foreign Service Academy.
This gathering was not just a birthday celebration, but that of legacy. A voice that shaped Nigerian homes for decades. A voice for the voiceless. Wondering who that is? Annie Daniel says, no, I'd rather allow Annie to say that. Annie, take it from here.
70 years of laughter, wisdom, prayer and love. 70 years of Auntie Mojima Konjola.
Those of us who are local champions, we didn't want to come to Abuja, but she encouraged us.
Auntie Moji was born when Nigeria was still finding her voice. An indigene of Kwara State, raised with Yoruba values of good character, integrity, hard work and kindness. From running the NTA newsroom to nurturing her own children and leading women through the right path.
Side by side in true equality.
Auntie Moji is such a woman of grace, a phenomenal woman, a woman that when you sit with her or you relate with her, you have a feeling of fulfillment and hope.
A leader, an exemplary one, a go-getter, very dogged, committed to the cause of women and children.
On the health desk, she is our mentor. On the gender desk, she's the one we know. If you are asking for contacts, asking for experts, just go to Auntie Moji, and she will never fail you.
Auntie Moji has spent 70 years saying yes to life, yes to family, yes to God, and yes to humanity. So, women here and elsewhere honor a woman who has been a mother to many, aunt to all, and friend to anyone lucky enough to meet her.
As one of the
the former president of NAWOJ. She is my mentor. I am her mentee. And many of us out there in the journalism profession. So it gladdens my heart that she has turned 70. And so we are all here to just celebrate her and to remind her that she has been making impact. There's no better time to celebrate her than now that she's alive.
Your laughter lights up every room. Your counsel strengthens hearts. And your life is so beautiful. Testimony of God's faithfulness. For all the lives you touched. For all the miles you covered on behalf of other people. For all the mountains you climbed so that others can be seen. God Himself, God will strengthen, God will reward, and God will bless your children.
And this is to many more years of you seeing greater satisfaction and fulfillment in everything you have desired.
Auntie Moji at 70, yet not slowing down, but glowing up.
Well, no wrinkles, no nothing. I don't, I've never bleached my skin. I'm black and proud. And I try to be happy as best as I can. I don't bear grudges. I'd rather, part ways with you, no grudge, no nothing. I was a sick child growing up, and here am I today. Foundationally, I think it is the Christ in me, and I want to say that loud.
Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. This scripture resonated with glowing tributes as the matriarch of the Ikpen and Ukweje families. The late Eunice Eziregbe Ikpen was laid to rest in her hometown of Degele, Sapele local government area of Delta State. The funeral ceremonies commenced with a solemn service of songs, which culminated in a funeral service at Bethel Baptist Church, Sapele. Tears mingled with thanksgiving for her fulfilled life as family members, dignitaries, and well-wishers bade farewell to her mother, whose virtues blossomed in the lives she nurtured and the legacy she leaves behind. Chinyere Okoli and Elizabeth Omori captured the moments.
Family, friends, church faithful, and dignitaries around the country from all walks of life converged on Bethel Baptist Church, Sapele, Delta State, for this service of songs in celebration of the enduring legacy of late Mrs. Eunice Eziregbe Ikpen, a woman whose strength, wisdom, and selfless devotion left lasting imprints on her family, community, church, and generations she nurtured. Delivering the sermon, Reverend Dixon Madogwe portrayed late Eunice Ikpen as a devout Christian, humble and generous at heart, accolades that were corroborated as tributes poured in.
We gather to sing and to worship God for the great life that our mother lived. Dedicated, and of course, in her life, she lived grace. Always very cheerful. She will encourage you. She will ask about every person around you. We are happy for the life she lived.
Very humble. She advises when it's necessary.
The funeral service was solemn as the family, the clergy, and other guests reflected on the life and times of Mama Ikpen, whose passing left a void, especially within the Nigerian Baptist community, where her service remained steadfast and impactful. As an educationist, she was renowned for molding minds. As a mother, she shaped destinies. And as a believer, she embodied a life firmly anchored in faith. The final journey home was a carnival of sorts, with Mama's children, Baptist women, and various groups paying their last respects, paving way for the interment in Mama's country home in Degele, Delta State.
Ashes to ashes, earth to earth.
As guests are treated to an elaborate reception, Mama's children say she was more than a mother. She was a pillar of strength and values that now define generations.
Mama does not segregate. She treats all her children well. She did everything within her power, every positive thing within her power to make sure that we all go to school.
Once I am troubled and I talk to my mother, solution will come, because she's that kind of mom that is very caring, that is very strong, and also ensure that the children live a good life. Her greatness is something we cannot underemphasize or overemphasize. She is a jewel of inestimable value. She was somebody who looked out for our interest and welfare, even above her own. And not just her biological children, she has children globally. Mama, when you hear a disciplinary was a disciplinary,
All the various advice, love she has shown to me, my children, my grandchildren, in fact, they have been fantastic. We know that Mama live well.
I believe that Mama is going to rest in the bosom of the Lord, to live a humanitarian life and selfless life. They do for everybody.
Though she takes her final rest at the age of 80, the story of late Mrs. Eunice Izerigbe Ikmen lives on in the hearts she touched, the lives she uplifted, and the faith she so gracefully exemplified. She's survived by 6 children, 23 grandchildren, and 13 great-grandchildren, as well as living legacies that time itself cannot erase.
And elsewhere in Gora, Kaduna State, tears and heartfelt tributes marked the burial of Elizabeth Belhatu Williams Gizo at her family compound. Our Gimba brings us sights and sounds as family, friends, and well-wishers put other engagements aside to celebrate a life defined by humility, compassion, and service.
The final rites for late Mama Elizabeth Belhatu Gizo began with a solemn requiem mass at St. Francis Catholic Church, Goningora, Kaduna State, where families and friends gathered in a quiet reflection to bid her farewell. In his homily, the officiating priest spoke on the brevity of life, urging all to live with faith and purpose. He described the deceased as a woman of love, service, and peace, assuring the family of eternal rest for the righteous.
Our faith brought us here. Our faith and belief in the resurrection of the dead brought us here. So we continue to pray that God will grant her eternal rest.
Prayers were offered for the repose of her soul and for strength for the family, as final blessings were pronounced over her remains in an emotional farewell. Her remains were later laid to rest at the family compound in a quiet ceremony attended by close relatives. For her children and extended family, Mama Elizabeth remains a pillar of strength whose legacy of love and guidance will endure.
There is no word that can actually describe her persona. She's a woman with such a good heart.
She is, even in the next world, you would like to have her as your mother.
Our daddy passed on 25 years ago. And since then, she's been the one taking care of the family. We can say our umbrella has been taken off.
Mom was kind, humble. My mom, I'm not going to use words because I feel she's still present. So she's such an amazing woman.
Mom has taught me a plethora of things, but things that have stood out for me is to always be humble. I would say my grandmother is an angel.
My grandma was a peace-loving person.
I will miss most about grandma is the way she'd call me and ask me, Elena, how are you? Continue to pray for me. Being grandma to me, like she never gives up on me. My grandma have always been kind to me. She was a great mother to my mom. She was a very nice person. She was my world.
I've seen a woman who is a symbol of dignity and integrity. I've seen a woman of boldness and of courage.
But like the priest said, we will all go. So let them take heart in the fact that she spent 70 years on this earth.
I remember my mother-in-law for patience, for words of wisdom. She was always calm in the midst of every storm.
She's been a very, 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 very good mother-in-law to me.
Earlier, a posthumous 70th birthday and Christian wake-up were held, where tributes poured in, describing her as kind and generous. Born April 15, 1956 in Kenya, Kaduna State, Mama Elizabeth, mother of Mariam George Jitubo, managing news and current affairs NTA Channel 5 Abuja, lived a life devoted to her family and community. Married into the Gizo family in 1973, she was blessed with 6 children and 8 grandchildren, leaving a legacy of unity and love.
It's a wrap on this episode. Our take-home line today is for us to remember that first impressions happen in seconds. Your appearance speaks before you open your mouth. Ensure your value remains visible even when you are not in the room. See you again.